Good morning, everyone. Today we are in day 4. Okay. So this is just a disclaimer. So as part of the today's section, we are going to learn about company information, user management, and types of Salesforce licenses and its usage. These are the three things that we are going to discuss in our session. Okay. So let's move on to our hands-on. Okay. Yesterday, we have created our own developer arcs, right? So every time, yesterday when we created our developer arc, actually we got an email notification, and in that email notification, we have verify account button, right? Like we have verify account, and from this, when we click on the verify account, automatically there is an URL and it is taking you to that particular URL. But it's really difficult, right? Every day you remember this URL and typing that URL. This is not that much easy URL that we can type in. Okay. So, and the same way we can daily log in and search for this email and click on this link, right? And another way you can let me know is like I can bookmark and use it. Okay. That is one way, guys. You can bookmark and use it. Otherwise, if you miss your bookmarks and when you try to access from any of the laptop, okay, bookmarks are always available in your local laptops, but you went to somewhere and from there you want to access your arc, then that case we are going to use our URLs. So if you want to access your developer arcs, login.salesforce.com is the URL. You need to use it. Then again, here a question maybe come upon your mind saying that, ma'am, mine is not the production arc, right? You said login.salesforce.com will use for the production arcs. Then why are we using login.production.com for my development arcs, my developer arcs, instead of using test.salesforce.com? Okay. Maybe this question will arise, right? Let me answer you guys. Whenever we purchase the product, right, Salesforce our product like enterprise or unlimited, whatever the product we purchase is the login.salesforce.com, and from that we can create sandboxes, development or UAT or testing sandboxes that I have shown you in previous class, right? But whenever you are sign up for the like developer arc, that is also kind of production arc for you guys, right? You are going to trial something. So for the Salesforce guys, you are the customers and you are going to do some work, so that is also for your case it's production arc only. Whatever the work you are doing like a end customer. You purchased some developer arc and you are learning something, so that is also kind of production arc. Okay, because that arc is not created using sandbox option, right? We directly purchased a license. It's a learner's one. Okay, that's the reason we have to access that one using login.salesforce.com. So I'm going to log into my arc. Okay, so this is my username and password. And one more thing, don't never ever bookmark these things, guys. Username and password. Okay. I have seen plenty scenarios with my previous batches when they are attending the interviews. In the interview, they will ask you to log into your personal arc and write me some scenario or show me some scenario. They'll give you some example scenario and they'll ask you to log into that scenario. And then there are many people, they don't remember their usernames itself, guys. Okay, that's the reason I strongly recommended you to use your email address as the usernames. Because if you don't remember the username, even you can't reset your password. Some people don't remember the security question to reset their passwords. Obviously, when we are not able to log into our arc, we are giving the impression to the interviewer saying that we are not up to date. We are not even remembering our arc credentials. So always try to log in using the username and password so that you'll never remember your developer org credentials. In the interviews, they will give you some scenarios and they will ask you to do it in your personal developer orgs, guys. So don't bookmark it. Try to access like this only. Daily, you try to access like this only. Okay. And then click on login. It is showing I have given wrong password. Okay. Let me try. Okay. Register your mobile number. You can ignore this, guys. I don't want to register my phone because when you give your phone, right, you will get the some latest release updates, some notifications to your mobile. So not required. We can register that later. Okay. So this is our developer arc that we have created last day, right? And then after that, we learned about three icons: app launcher icon, setup icon, and gear icons. That is also fine. Today, we are going to learn about the company information. So when you join your projects, right, suddenly they'll ask you, okay, what type of edition you are using? Okay, what is your sandbox edition? Maybe your colleagues or somebody will ask you. Then obviously we don't remember, right? First of all, we should see that somewhere. Then at least we can tell that. Okay, that is one scenario. And the another scenario is when you join your project as an admin, basically the most easiest tickets are the user creation. User creation is nothing but if some customer raised a request saying that I want access, okay, then you need to create the user record here. So that is the basic tickets anybody will get assigned when they joined any organization newly, because so that they'll get to know about what kind of different profiles we have and what kind of permissions we have. All these things we will get the understanding. So the tickets generally they assign at the initial level is the user management. Okay, like creating the user record. Basically, they will also ask you, not only other persons ask you, when you join any company under a certain project, first of all, they need to create your user, right? So that time you need to mention about what type of access I need. At least you should mention about some person who is your colleague, who is your exactly same level of you. You can tell them, for example, so and so ABC person is there, PQR person is there. Both are in same level. PQR person is working from the last 2 years and ABC person is just newly joined on the same team. Okay. So now ABC person need to write a request, okay, saying that I need your access and I need same permissions of PQR. Okay. So that is something you need to mention. So whenever you get such kind of access, right? So first they will see what is the PQR access levels. Okay, PQR user access level. And then they will create the same access and same level of information, I can say profile to you, so that you both can do the same kind of work. First of all, whenever first I'm the support person, I got a request saying that I need to create the new user. Okay. So first what I'll do is I'll go to my setup icon. Okay. And then I'll click on company information. Okay. In that quick find, whenever you click on company information, you will get company information under company settings. Okay. So default time zone I am using Arabian time zone. It seems okay. When I was selecting, it is giving me the Arabian time zone. But see, am I able to understand anything? Nothing, right? Let me edit and Let me change my time zone to Indian time zone, or if you want to maintain your time zone as US time zone, okay, or London time zone, that's your wish, guys. You can select whatever the time zone you want. Some work for India, it's okay. This is language. So I'm going to use India. You can select UK or US also. You won't see much differences there, guys. And time zone I'm going to use for again India time zone. So our India time zone is GMT plus 5:30, guys. Always. See, here this is some Chinese language I'm not able to understand. So let me go by names. So Indian Standard Time, IST. See, this is ours, Indian Standard Time. Let me change my time zone to Indian Standard Time Zone. And currency also. Um, Let me take USD currency. For India, it's rupees, INR. Okay. So I just activated my arc. So click on save. Okay. Default time zone is India. Okay. Still, I am seeing, okay, this is my company default time zone, guys. But still, I am seeing this is actually my created date. I should see date and time in our understandable language, but it is showing some default language. Even I don't know which language is that, but which is happening because of my user record language. So I can go to my user record and I'll check the time zone on my user record. What is the time zone I have given? I have given Arabic. Oh, this is Arabic language. Okay. So let me change this to IST. So whatever the time zone that you select here, the same time zone, it will display the dates, guys. Whenever you create the record or update the records, we will input some data, right? For all those information, so the dates are very important, right? That is going to display on, it's not Indian Ocean time, IST. Ours is Indian Standard Time, guys. Okay. Indian Standard Time. Okay. Local, I'm going to make it as a English. Okay. And then clicking on save. Okay. Now if I go to my dates, at least I can see the dates which are in understandable language. Okay. So I have created this user on 11/12. Yesterday we created, right? I mean, when we sign up, automatically a user record gets created. Okay. Now I got a request saying that, can you create another user, ABC company? Okay. So what I'll check is, and and that ABC company should have the same access of BNB IT services. Okay. Okay, what I'll do is first I'll come to my users and I'll open up this BNB IT services and I'll see the what is the user license and what is the profile. Okay, and I need to verify another things also. Permission sets, assignments. Basically, these three are the ones which decides the access levels, guys. Like what is the information you can access, what is the information you can't access. Okay. So these three are the ones. So I have checked. It is a Salesforce license, system administrator profile, and then we are going to say experience profile manager. Okay, fine. This is the permission sets. Okay. And now what I'll do is I'll go to my company information. I'll verify is any licenses are available to create the same thing. So I'll go to my company information. Okay. So this is my company information. And if you see, this is the developer edition. And this is the instance. This instance is very helpful whenever you are trying to log in. And sometimes it will say your org is in maintenance. Okay. That time there is a there is status.salesforce.com, guys. That is one more URL that I'll tell you in later classes. Okay, that is the case. Whenever your org is active, but some functionalities are not working as expected. For example, you are trying to access the Sales Cloud application, but your application is not working. Then you are going to go to status.salesforce.com and you will check whether the applications are running fine in the Salesforce servers itself or are they going any maintenance. To check that thing, this is the main one. This is always unique to each and every one's, guys. Okay. So SWE42 is my instance name. Okay. Then the next thing is the user licenses. So whenever you get the user request to set up, you have checked it is Salesforce license. Okay. So do we have availability? Okay. As part of your developer arc, you can have Salesforce licenses of 2 users. That means you can create one more user. Out of 2 user licenses, you have used one license and there is one more remaining license. So yes, you can create one more user. Okay, we are good. We can create one more user of Salesforce license. Okay. Then after that, I can see some more licenses also, like Salesforce platform license and Salesforce integration one and identity user licenses. Okay, these are the ones. And customer portal manager custom licenses. Okay, like that, if you see the numbers, these are the different kind of users that you can create in your arc. Right now, all these licenses are not used. Only one Salesforce license is used. Rest of the licenses are blank. So if I go to the complete list of 24 licenses, okay, to view this, use Salesforce Classic, switch to another list view. Okay, so guys, you don't know about this, but it is something like that. Salesforce previously has Classic UI. They from the 2016 onwards, they have changing one by one functionality to the Lightning. So the only difference between the Classic and Lightning, it's Lightning has more user friendly UI than Classic, but there are still some functionalities that you will access only on the Classic. So it's don't don't get confused on that. Salesforce Classic and Salesforce Lightning both are related to the UI purpose only. The only difference is look and feel. Functionalities are same. The only difference is look and feel. Whenever you see this message, this list view isn't available in Salesforce Lightning Experience. Please switch to Classic Experience. What we will do is we will go to our Teddy icon, okay, and then we will click on switch to Salesforce Classic. Okay, this is the Salesforce Classic UI, guys. In the Salesforce Classic UI, setup will look like this setup, and your 9 dots app launcher icon, right? We have like this. Okay, I'm really sorry. 1 second. Yeah. Sorry, I'm back. Okay. We have discussed about the app launcher, right? That app launcher looks like a drop down here. So this we call it as a app launcher. And setup icon is setup icon. And then user management, Teddy icon we discussed, right? That just looks like a your name. And under that you will see all this information. So instead of these names and this way of representation, they have used very rich UI with images and all. That's the difference between the classic and lightning. So now I'll go to the setup. Okay. Here again, you have the quick find. I'll do the same thing, company information. Then I get the company information. Okay. I'll click on full list view. So this is the way you can see all different kind of licenses. Okay. Salesforce license, Salesforce integration license, Salesforce platform license, and work.com license, identity license, and customer portal manager license, customer community license, charter users, charter externals. Okay. So each one have its own advantages, guys, and most of the times we use Salesforce license and Salesforce integration license. Sorry. Salesforce platform license and identity license, customer community plus license. Okay. These app subscriptions and partner app subscriptions, these are all very less usage, but we again use the charter free licenses. But it's again depending on the functionality that user would like to perform. We select the respective licenses, guys, and we will create the users and we will select the respective licenses. Out of these license, Salesforce license is the highest costlier license. Okay. And using this Salesforce license, you can develop all Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, as well as Salesforce CPQ. All these products, if you would like to develop or if you would like to utilize, then you need Salesforce license. Okay. And the Salesforce external apps logins are basically we will use at the time of integrations. For example, we want to provide integration between the Informatica and Salesforce, and we want to provide external Informatica users would like to log into the Salesforce. Then we can use external apps logins. Okay. And then Salesforce integrations. Okay. From the Salesforce, we would like to call some another third party URLs, third party system. That is the time we will use Salesforce integration users. The numbers here is very less, guys, like because ours is trial version. But in the real time, if you see in the enterprise editions or unlimited editions, these numbers will be very high. Okay. And so I'm going to explain you about mainly three licenses here, guys, that is commonly used licenses. One is Salesforce license, and the another one is identity license, and the other things are something like that. Customer community login license, okay, and customer portal manager license. Okay, these are the four used licenses. Okay, I have explained you about the Salesforce license already. It's kind of using Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, CPQ functionalities. Okay, Marketing Cloud, something like that. And identity users are something like that. Basically, for example, I am running a business, guys. Okay, as part of my business, I have four users. Okay, they do their day-to-day functionality. So one is the sales admin, and another one is the service admin, and another one is the project manager, sorry, product manager. Okay. And the last person is somebody, they'll do the finance operations. So these four ones are the ones that are majorly actionable in my company. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll ask the sales for I'll create these four users as the Salesforce license. Okay. And the next thing is I have a very set of 100 customers, guys. They are standard customers. So they are going to use my developed apps. So they are not going to do or they are not going to develop anything. They are not going to set up any configurations. They are just going to use my configurations which are already configured by these four members. Okay. So in that case, I am going to create them as the identity users. Okay. Why I'm going to create them as the identity users as identity users license is very cheap compared to the all other licenses. Okay. So that's the reason I'm going to use it as a identity users. And why I have to create the user? There is a community portal user. That is something like that. You can create a website and you can allow anybody to access that website and to place their orders. Okay. That is the use of community licenses. Then what is the difference between the identity licenses and community licenses is when the application is using by the end user, and if you want to restrict that application is used by certain number of users only, like certain users only, you want to restrict. If any unauthorized user is going to use that application, you want to stop it. In that case, we will create that particular users as the identity users. No, my application is not something like that. My application is about something advertising kind of thing, promotion of my products which are currently I have. Then obviously what we will do, we will not restrict any users, right? Such kind of time we will use customer community users. Okay. So customer community is something like that. It's our free websites kind of thing. You can design a website using the Salesforce, and using you can to access that website also you should have some license, because obviously whenever you want to access something in the Salesforce, you want to do something in the Salesforce, you have to have some license. That purpose we will use customer community license, especially it's a site's design and development. We use this customer community license. And identity license is something like that. Whenever you want to restrict particular users to access our args, then we will use identity license. For now, these two are fine, guys. The Salesforce platform license is the another one. Generally, we will provide our business users. So the major difference is using Salesforce and Salesforce platform licenses, people can log into the Salesforce args. Okay. And the difference between the Salesforce and Salesforce platform is using the Salesforce license, you can do some setup configurations. But Salesforce platform license is something like that. That setup link is not available for you. Okay. If you are the Salesforce platform user, when you login is again same thing. Okay. But you will not see the setup link. In your page, you will not see this setup button for the platform users. Okay. Maybe if you see the setup button, generally sometimes it's not available. But in case of Classic, it will be available. But if you open up anything, for example, Object Manager I went. Okay. When I click on setup, I'm seeing the Object Manager, right? Here I can create the new object. Because I am the Salesforce license. Object is nothing but the simple table, guys. Object is the keyword that Salesforce uses, but object is nothing but a simple table. You might have, we might have heard about employee table, student table, like that, right? So in Salesforce terminology, they use object, but it's a table. Okay. So you can create your own table, but if your user is the Salesforce platform user, then you will not have this create button. Okay. But you can see all the existing information, like what all the different objects are available. That means what are the different existing tables are available. You can see it, but you cannot create your own tables. That license will not allow you to do that operations. Okay. So that is the main important thing in our today's class, guys. So it's something like that. User management is the main thing whenever you want to create an user. Okay. Make sure that user license plays a very important role. Then later, and profiles and permissions. So profiles and permission sets, which is something like that. So I have 10 users under Salesforce license, but only 5 users I would like to access this information, and 5 users I would like to access some other information. In such cases, we are going to, it's level by level, guys. First, 10 users, Salesforce license. But out of these 10 users, okay, I want 5 users to perform set of actions. Then what I'll do is I'll create a profile of I'll create 2 profiles, okay, and I'll assign first profile to first 5 users and second profile to second 5 users. Okay, so now first 5 users can do certain operations and second 5 users can do certain operations. Then out of these individual 5 users, I want 2 users would like to do one operation and 3 users would like to do some more extra operations. Okay. Such cases, we will go with the permission set assignments. Okay. So we will assign more permission sets to those 3 users which they would like to perform the more operations. Okay. So license, profile, permission set. This is the 3 combination that will define what this user can do inside this arc. Okay. So I'm going to give you a pause here. Any questions? Okay. Then I'm going to give you an assignment, guys. Okay. Create a new user. Okay. I'll tell you how to create a new user. You can go to setup. Okay. And then you can search for users. Then you will be seeing users under the users. Okay. So right now we have one sample integration user. Analytics user, charter user, and system administrator. So there is a new user button. You can create a new user and your user record should be of Salesforce platform license. Okay. And then you just try to see what are the differences that you are seeing when you logged in as the Salesforce user. I'll tell you two places. Okay. One is Object Manager. Here, what is the difference that you are seeing when you log in as the Salesforce user? And another thing is, like you need to write down when you log in as the Salesforce license user, how you are seeing and what are the buttons that you are seeing here. And when you log in as the Salesforce platform license user, how this UI is working for you. Okay. Object Manager is the one. And the second place that you need to tell me is what you are seeing when you open up your user detail page. So you need to go to your user detail page. Okay. And what all the buttons that you can see it here. Okay. And then what all the different items that you are seeing here. Here permission set assignments and you have edit button also, right? So all these things you have edit assignment, something like that. This is my Salesforce license. I can see these things. If you create the Salesforce platform user, what you can see. Sorry, if you can create the another user with Salesforce platform license, what you can see on your user record. Okay. These are your two important questions. And also, I want you to share, you just prepare one doc for that, guys. Like, okay, this is the button which is available on this profile. Like a simple comparison table is also fine. Salesforce profile, Salesforce platform profile, user management. These are the actions I can see under objects and user page. And it's kind of, let me show you. So you can go to your sheets, guys. Even though you don't have the Excel or MS Office, fine, you can go to your email itself and you have the option of sheets. So you can go to your particular sheet and you can open a blank sheet. If you can send me the screenshots also, fine. So it's something like that. You are going to build a matrix kind of table. It's Salesforce license and then Salesforce platform license, user record, object manager. Okay. This is the place you are going to write. Okay. The differences that you see in the object manager with Salesforce license, with Salesforce platform license, on the object manager with Salesforce license, with Salesforce platform license. Okay. You need to create another email also, guys. To create the new user, the email should be new. So you can create another email and with you can provide that email address for the second user. Okay. And then, yeah, only these two things you can do it now. And also you can share me your ARG ID and ARG instance. Okay. So let me merge this thing. So another requirement is something like you need to share your ARC ID screenshot of it. Details are not required for me. Screenshot of your company information. Okay. So by eBody, whenever you get some time, you can just share me the screenshot of your company information and you create one user record with Salesforce platform and you need to just try to see the differences between differences that are coming in these two areas. So this is your assignment for tomorrow's class, guys. Please make sure that please do it, please practice it. Okay. Then tomorrow I'll continue the class, guys. Today I need to leave off early. I need to go to my kids' school. Okay, we'll continue our session tomorrow. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.